Namaste, everyone, and welcome to Anchor Delight. And this session, let's talk about arguments and confrontations. So, how many times has it happened that you're in a confrontation, a negotiation, an argument, and one of you starts screaming, yelling, or actually resorted to, if you ever watch a lot of these Korean dramas, they slap each other. Okay? So, what happened? It's as simple as this: whoever raises their voice uncontrollably, or screams or yells or does something that is aggressive, already lost the argument. The question is why? That means that person already lost control over their thoughts, their emotions, their speech, and their action. So, again, how many times has it happened that we're talking, and voices raise a little bit, and one person just emotionally vomits through their mouth? They lost already. They say, yeah, but ended up in the end, I won the argument or whatever. Okay, the problem is something like this. Let me just make sure you guys see this. What happens is that person, just make sure this is working. 1 second. Hold on. I think there was a slight, in the Instagram thing, there was a slight delay. So let's redo this. Okay, so I apologize. Sometimes these things don't do what you tell them to do. Oh. Okay. 1 second. I apologize. Get rid of this thing. All right. So let me show you that text again. It says, "He who strikes first blow admits. He who strikes the first blow admits he's lost the argument." Okay. So essentially, whoever loses control over their thoughts, their emotions, the words, or their actions, in the long run, already lost the argument. The question is why? It's something like this. You might have won by screaming, yelling. You might have won the argument just out of fear the other person gave in. But you already lost something even more precious: your inner peace. That's it. You lost your inner peace. So whatever you got is negligible. In the big picture, it's negligible. That means you might have won the argument, you might have won the negotiation, but in the end, the soul lost a piece of itself. What piece? The ability to regulate, control the mental faculty, or the intellectual faculty, the emotional faculty, and the physical instrument. So if it happened once, it can happen twice. It can happen twice and keep going. So that's why it's so important, and we'll just make this very, very short and simple. Whether you like it or not, we're not going to be able to control what people say and do, right? Sometimes you're with someone, they just, irritating. So the idea, listen carefully, this is a very, very simple technique, is to observe first. Observe the words coming out of their mouth. Observe the thoughts and feelings that are expressed through their facial expression, their speech. Observe and ask a simple question: what is my outcome? What is my outcome with this conversation? If you think, well, I cannot show weakness, so I have to show that I'm in control, I'm the boss, this person is not the boss, or I'm in this situation where I have to show that, I'm empathic or empathetic. I can't figure the two yet. Empathic or empathetic or sympathetic to what that person's going through. That'd be the best thing to do, because my outcome is to harmonize the situation. In other words, all this is processing. From there, you decide, okay, that means this is a tone I use. If I have to raise my tone because otherwise this person won't listen because they're a bully, I raise my tone. If I need to harmonize, keep an even keel, I do that. So the bottom line is, you are in complete control over your response. Now, some people, when I say that, that's so fake. You're planning everything. Yeah, go suffer then. That's what people do. Oh, I'm spontaneous. I feel what I say. Okay, go suffer. Guaranteed chaos in your life. Guaranteed. The trick is to remember you're not your body, you're not your emotions, you're not your thoughts. You use the body, emotions, and thoughts to respond to external circumstances. That shows soul control. Now, some of you say it's not easy. I never said it was easy, but it can be done. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. You know why? The metaphor we always use, just imagine the soul is a charioteer. We always use this example. Okay? The soul is the charioteer. Just make sure this is working. The body, the emotions, and thoughts, these are like horses. Okay? These are like horses that are you're commanding. Okay? So the physical body is one horse. The emotional body is another horse. The mental faculty is another horse. So physical, emotional, mental. The charioteer gets to decide what direction everyone's going. But before you do that, each horse has to be trained. Right? If you just take 3 wild horses, put them in a carriage, hook them up together, good luck. One goes this way, one goes that way, one goes that way. So when people say, I want to be spontaneous, I go, yeah, you want chaos in your life. You see, spontaneity has to first have a foundation. It's just like somebody who's cooking says, I want to be a world-class chef. I want to just do what I feel. Hello, you don't even know how to boil water. Get the point? You want to get the foundational skills down first. Once you get the foundational skills, I use cooking as an example. You have the foundational skills, how to marinate, how to, boil water, how to use certain spices, whatever. You have the foundational skills. Then from there, you practice, right? You come up with certain dishes following certain recipes. Once you have the certain recipes, you go, this is the recipe for making this vegetable dish. But I want to make it a little bit spicier. I want to make it a little bit more tangy, whatever. From there, you come up with your creativity. But you cannot do that if you don't have a foundation. Does that make sense? Same thing with spontaneity. I want to be spontaneous in the way I think, the way I act, I feel. Okay, that's good. But you first have to have control over your body, your emotions, and thoughts. That way, you're starting with a firm foundation. You go, okay, I want to be spontaneous. This person's being really irritable, irritable, to me, to everybody else. So I want to spontaneously respond to this person. Okay, but since I have my emotions and my thoughts already trained, see this? I have the foundation. I that is a stupid long word. Spontaneously go, okay, instead of slapping this person, screaming, yelling, I spontaneously say, it's okay. It's not as bad as you think. Everything will be fine. In other words, your spontaneous comes from a solid foundation. Make sense? Now, here's my challenge to you. There's twofold. Number one, for the next 24 hours, well, not 24 hours because part of your body's sleeping. Let's say in your waking moment, next 2 days, I want you to observe how your responses to positive as well as negative stimuli in your life. Just observe. Somebody says something nasty to you or things didn't go your way. You first, instead of responding right away or reacting right away, you stop, you ask a question. How are my feelings? How are my thoughts in response to the situation? We shared this with you before. The questions. What am I thinking or feeling? Why am I thinking or feeling it? And what should be my next response? Remember that? So you do the same thing. Next 2 days, try it. Whether things are favorable, not favorable, you first observe and then you respond. Give yourself that microsecond to observe. So somebody starts doing something nasty to you, screaming, yelling, and doing something not nice. Instead of going, "Oh yeah, you're also a jerk," or this, you stop. Just give yourself this, blank face, microsecond to think, to observe, see what happens. Your life will change dramatically. Recently, I was in this communication with someone, and this person was screaming, yelling. I thought, okay, I wanted to go, oh yeah, and then I thought, wait, let's just observe, and let's just let the person, rant for a while, mm-hmm. Then I go ask myself, what do I want the outcome to be? Do I want to escalate this? Do I not want to escalate it? No, I don't want to escalate it. So I just give an even kill my words. Very interesting. Okay. Well, this is what happened. And that person starts screaming, yelling. I look at them like, yeah, I know what you feel, but this is what happened. And that's it. I just never lost my cool. And at some point, the person got tired because they didn't get anything out of me. Now, some people ask, well, if they hurt your feelings, that's the first step you have to realize. You have to first allow them to hurt your feelings. I can't believe you just said that. Oh, yeah, I did. Live with it. When a person hurt your feelings, you have to first observe, hey, when they say they hurt my feelings, what does that mean? They made me feel this way, correct? Don't allow them to. Person said something nasty. Instead of going, oh yeah, oh man, you hurt my feelings, you don't give into it. You say, oh, this person's projected negative thoughts, negative emotions towards me, said nasty things. I will not allow it to define what I think, what I feel, what I say and do. Right in there, you put a wall. And then you just observe. I think the reason I'm feeling this is because in the past, this person's hurt me, blah, 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 whatever. That's the what. Then you go to the why. Why am I feeling this way? Because of that past situation before. So therefore, I'm feeling this and that. Okay, I acknowledge that. Next question is, what I want to happen? What is my outcome? Do I want to make this worse? Do I make it not worse? What do I want to do? Well, I don't want to make it worse. I don't want this person to keep hurting me. Okay. So what should be the right words to say? What should be the thoughts? What should be the actions? That's it. Is it easy? No. Can it be done? Absolutely. But you have to be in the mindset to say, I'm not going to allow this to happen. You see, it all goes back to, I know you're so bored and tired of me saying this, since 2020 during COVID when we started Anchor the Light? You are not the body. You use the body. You're not your emotions. You use the emotions. You're not your thoughts. You use your thoughts. Let me do it again. You're like, what do you call this? A musician using an instrument, whether it be a piano, trumpet, guitar, whatever, right? When you use the musical instrument, you use the musical instrument to produce sound. You're not the musical instrument. You're not the sound the musical instrument produces. So just imagine the body is like your piano. Your emotional body, or what they call the astral body, is like your trumpet. Your mental body is like your guitar. You get to decide what you hit with these instruments to produce the sound you want. Now, most people, they go like this. A situation happens, or somebody comes to, oh, you're this, you're that, and they go, ding, 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 ding. And what happens? They just reacted, and they go, that's not what I wanted. Hello, you hit the keys, didn't you? No, I can't help it. There's your first problem. There is your first problem. Short of a mental illness or some brain chemical imbalance or some illness, right? Every soul has the ability to decide what keys you hit with these instruments. It's a matter of practice and motivation. The example we use, it's not very nice, but it gets the point across. If you're angry, upset, and you're crying, somebody puts a gun in your head and says, smile and be happy. I guarantee you will do it. True? That's it. Very simple. Now, I always want to put this in there. You're going to always have people say, I don't believe in it. I don't like it. I want to. Okay, then go away. Go find another teacher who will babysit you. Here, we want you to be who you really are. Recognize the divinity within you. Recognize that you are a spiritual being of divine intelligence, meaning you have the ability to create and regulate your thoughts. You're a spiritual being of divine love, so you have the ability to regulate your emotions. You're a spiritual being of divine power and will, to have the ability to create and regulate the actions and movements of your body, the thoughts you create, and the feelings you create. That is your center. That is your foundation. You don't have that, good luck. It's just basically throwing you into the ocean and say, okay, let the waves take you wherever you want. That's why when we use the word go with the flow, we're very, very selective. We already see the stream, we know where the river is going, then we go with the flow. Some people, they just go, yeah. You better hope you have good karma so you're in the right river. So things like this are very, very simple, but they're the foundation of how to have a good life. Now you have a better understanding why many teachers, I heard this from Tony Robbins also, pain happens, suffering is a choice. You cannot control what people say or do, but you have a choice how to respond to them. I'll end with a story for you. Um, I've been to Bhutan many times, one of my favorite places to go. Bhutan, okay? It's in between China and India. Very sacred place, very quiet. In fact, I'll be teaching a class there soon. 2 classes. And I've been there many times. And one of the trips I have there, while I was traveling, meditating in caves and temples, I had this guide. He's actually one of the Queen Mother's royal guards who was escorting me around. Very spiritual guy. And then he said something quite interesting. He said, we have many saints, yogis, masters, spiritual teachers come to India. I said, oh, great. Oh, that's why I feel so great here. Not because I'm one, but it's just you can feel a good energy. And he said, they had pretty much the same message. I said, what is it? He said something to the effect that your spiritual development is dependent on your ability to forgive and let go. Really? Yeah, pretty much everybody is the same thing, just in different ways. And it's because you cannot control external circumstances. You cannot control what people say. You cannot control what people do. But situations come up to you. You can influence them and do your best. But in the end, anything could happen. So your ability to forgive, to let go, to move on will determine your spiritual development. Which is pretty much what I've been sharing all this time. Everything is happening outside the eye. The spiritual self is devoid of thought, feeling, and actions. Write that down. The spiritual self is just pure energy with consciousness, without thought, without feeling, without action. But as we interact with the earthly life, you have to create thoughts, you have to create feelings, you have to create actions in order to move around and interact with the earthly life. That brings us back to why meditation is so important. By meditating, doing proper meditation, even for a few minutes, you try to go back to who you are. You quiet down the room, nothing that's stimulating your physical body. Let your emotions just be at the side, your thoughts to the side, and just temporarily remove the influence of the body, the emotions, and thoughts. What's left is the I. And most of you, if you've been doing these meditations, what happens? You experience, it's so peaceful. This is how you create peace. You didn't create peace. Peace is already your essence. Okay? Peace is your essence. And what happened is, here's what happened. As you move the influence of the body, the emotions, and thoughts, you're basically emptying things out. So when you empty things out, All right. When you empty things out, what's left is an empty energy field with minimal or no thoughts, feelings, and tendencies to do something. So even if those few moments only last 10, 15, well, not even that, 2, 3 minutes, you have what it's like to experience a glimpse of your true nature. Just pure energy with consciousness. Okay? 1 second. I think Instagram went out. So I just to go back to you guys because people will think we forgot about them. 1 second. All right. So, second. Now, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a short meditation. And in this meditation, we'll dive a little deeper into your true essence. Okay? So let's do it. It'll be short because we're a little behind schedule. Put your hands on your heart. Focus on your crown. Just follow it step by step. Repeat after me. I am that I am. I'm not this body. I'm not any of these emotions. I'm not any of these thoughts. I am the soul, the spiritual self. Just focus on your crown. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the thoughts. I'm the soul. Let's meditate on those words. I'm not the body. In other words, whatever the tendencies of the body, they want food, they want sleep, they want whatever it wants that's pleasurable, that's not the real I. Those are the tendencies of the body. I'm not any of my emotions. Tendency to be happy, to be angry, to be upset, to be jealous, any form of emotions, those are created, generated by me, but they're not me. The data is not a computer user. I'm not any of my thoughts. All my thoughts are either created, generated by me, or by somebody else, but not the I. I am the soul, a pure being of energy and light. I am that I am, the soul, the spiritual self. Now just put your awareness on your crown. I am the soul, I am the spiritual self. Meditate on your true nature, just being just pure energy, devoid of thoughts, feelings, or actions. I am the soul, the spiritual self. Just put your attention a few inches above your head, above your crown. Let your awareness just float a few inches above your head and keep repeating, I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. Will help you out. Just keep repeating, I am the soul, I am the spiritual self. Imagine a point of light above your head. Just a real brilliant, brilliant miniature sun. Just look at that light. As you're putting your awareness in that light, just repeat, I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. Keep going. I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. Allow your entire awareness and consciousness to just merge with that brilliant light. I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. Now be still. Just leave your awareness on that brilliant light. I am the soul, the spiritual self. I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. Be still. Just be aware of that brilliant light. I am that. referring to that brilliant light. I am that I am. Be still. I am that being of light. I am that I am. Your entire consciousness and awareness is now that brilliant light above your head. In fact, you are that light. There is no above, below, left, or right. You and the light are one. Just repeat, I am that I am. I am. Be still. Aham. 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 I am. Aham. I am. Be still. I am the light. The light am I. Be aware of your true nature, a being of light, and just simply listen. Om. I am the light am I. Om. Om. Maintain your stillness. Om. Be still. Be aware of the inner stillness. Be aware of the pure nothingness. And just allow things to happen. Now, let go. Gently, slowly, very gently and slowly. Move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Okay. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. All right, how do you feel? For a simple meditation, normally we do meditation twin hearts, but this time we thought, let's have you experience just that part of it. Because that's part of the big, not big, but the long affirmation in the I'm affirmation taught by our teacher, Grandmaster Tokok Sui. He goes, I'm not the body, not the emotion or the thoughts. I'm the soul. I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence, love, and power. I'm one with my higher soul. I'm one with the divine spirit in me. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. Those are other segments. That's where it takes you higher. Then I realized a lot of people don't even have the first part yet. So I hope you didn't mind this part of it. We just focus on really decoupling, temporarily decoupling the influence of the body, the emotions and thoughts, and just experience what it's like to be the I am. Okay? Yeah. Just share some of your comments. I know when you're on Instagram, it cut in and out. I apologize. That's my fault. Of course, it's my fault. I'm the one handling it. But anyway, so we will see you in the next Anchor Light, and that's going to be set for 7 hours and 10 minutes from now. And I'll share with you a very simple mantra I've learned from one of the teachers many years ago. It's very simple. It allows you to be happier, more still at the same time, and expand your consciousness. Okay? And it's connected to aham. Aham means I am. All right. I'll talk to you again. May you all be blessed with joy, peace, happiness, abundance, prosperity, and spiritual oneness. Namaste, everyone. Take good care, and we'll see you in the next Anchor Light.